Hey y'all, there's not too many things that make me cringe in the business space, but there's one thing that absolutely makes me cringe every time I see it. Oh yeah, please excuse my voice because we're gonna get through this video anyway. And so let's get into it, y'all. Welcome to day 11 of upleveling your customer service experience. And I want to take y'all to this specific example. Have you all ever seen this? I mean, listen, what we're not taking into 2025 is this. If you are on social media and in your bio or in your profile or in your About Me section, stop putting this message in there. As a service provider, as a business owner, we do not want to see that you do not accept DMs. We do not want to see that no one can email you. We do not want to see that nobody can communicate with you except through a text message or except through this particular support email address. And I get it, for some of y'all, it's like, oh, this is a boundary that I am establishing in my business. But today I want to talk to y'all about why this is, what's the word I'm looking for? Problematic. Okay. And so, hey, I'm Ebony. I am a customer service experience strategist and specialist. I also am an executive assistant and online business manager and the founder of the Empire Effect Agency, where I help my clients maximize their impact, master their time, and increase their revenue by helping them with things like delegation, business organization, and the day to day operations of their business. And so, come on along with me, guys, because did you know 67% of customers use social media to resolve issues with brands? Yes, 67% of customers use social media to resolve their issues with brands. So, what does that mean, y'all? That means that people are sending DMs, they're sending personal messages. They are, whether you're on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, whatever the channels are that you use, threads, people are messaging you on there. And I'm going to tell y'all why. Because the reason why I say it's problematic is going to be like common sense when I tell y'all, okay? And so, with us knowing that 67% of customers are using social media to resolve issues with brands, why would you make them go through loops, your customers, right? Because this is all a part of their experience, their journey with you. Why would you make them go through hoops and loops and bounds just to resolve an issue with you when you could literally resolve it within moments via social media, especially if that's where they brought the issue to you at? Okay, let's keep going. So I want to talk to y'all about um, how to leverage social media as a customer service tool. Because too many people are saying, no, I don't accept DMs. No, I don't accept emails. Only do this particular channel. And it's so important to offer multiple channels in your business. In the customer service space, we call it omni-channels. But you want to leverage multiple different channels in your business to the extent that you can handle it. And we'll continue to talk about that later. But one way to leverage social media as a customer service tool is by, the most common way is by adding a monitor my social media account to your daily workflow. And so it doesn't have to mean that you're in your social media accounts for an hour a day. It doesn't mean that you're in there 24/7. It doesn't mean that you're on 10 different social media channels. I think this is going to be where the data comes in. If you recognize that a lot of your traffic, a lot of your brand awareness, a lot of your people come through one or two social media accounts, you want to zone in on those accounts. You do not have to stretch yourself too thin. For some of you, it may be one particular account. And so this really is for my small business owners, my solopreneurs who don't have a team. This video is going to help you out a lot. And so you can spend 15 minutes of your time every single day, Monday through Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, where you're saying, hey, I'm going to now go and check my requests in my social media tool. The ones that you don't see because they're not in your primary, but it's opportunities that you could be missing out on, opportunities to improve your business, opportunity to improve your client experience, opportunities to collaborate with other providers and businesses. And so you don't even realize that you're missing opportunities. I know for me, myself, as I've moved to a different state, one of the things that I do is use social media to find new service providers. So when it comes to hairstylists, you know, beauty pros, things of that nature, I'm looking for those people. And the first thing I'm going to do is go on Instagram or Threads or some type of a social media platform. And I am looking for those people to provide a service. Now, if I see a page and I'm like, oh, I like this work that they're doing, I now want to reach out. There may be a question I have that your booking page does not answer. There may be a question that I have because some of y'all got booking pages, but there's no availability for the rest of the year. Some of you all have booking and there's nothing on your social media that shows like, hey, I'm at office or hey, I'm booked until this date. And so questions are up in the air, right? There's some of you all who have all these pictures, but no information on the type of style this is, or the amount. And this isn't just stylist. This is for any beauty pro, and even service providers. There's some questions that you may not have answered clearly or in enough detail to help someone who is a potential client or customer make the decision to work with you. And so you want to spend a few minutes a day just looking to see, okay, even if you're not looking at all of the requests, hey, I'm going to answer 15 of these questions today. And then I'll do the next 15 tomorrow. Start off small, but you don't want to be missing opportunities because you're saying, I don't accept DMs, or because you're saying, I don't do emails. Like, what business in 2024 does not do email? And so I think sometimes, especially for my growing business owners, aka small business owners, and things of that nature, I think sometimes because we are growing or we're just starting out, we like to think that we can get away with bad customer service, or that people should, because you are a fill in the blank on business, that we have to excuse the subpar service that you offer. And that's not the case. These days, there are high standards, high expectations for your brand. It doesn't matter if you're a small business owner. It doesn't matter if you're a solopreneur. It doesn't matter if it's just you on your team. It doesn't matter if you're a family owned brand. It doesn't matter if, you know what I'm saying? People do not care. They care about their experience. They care about their transformation. And they don't care that you're a Black owned business. They don't care that you are a Latinx business owner. They don't care about any of those things, right? Because believe it or not, if you are, and I can say this because I'm Black, if you are a Black owned business and your customer service is trash, people aren't going to excuse it because you're a Black owned business and they support Black brands. This is why we get the representation of like, oh, another Black owned business, trash experience. And it's like, and you're wondering like, man, stop bashing your own people. And it's like, well, set the bar, raise the bar to an appropriate standard. Like, do what you need to do to take the next step. Hire support. And if you're like, hey, I'm small, I'm trying to, increase my leads, generate sales, increase my revenue, I don't necessarily have it to do, reach out to people. There are, because I actually posted this in Threads the other day, there are people who are willing to barter services. And so if you're open to bartering services, reach out to someone, a service provider who can support your business in the way that you need support in exchange for something of equal value, and then make it happen. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Okay, because I didn't have any of that on my notes. But you want to make sure you're reaching out on social media and answering questions, following up with your people. Okay. Number 2, respond quickly. If you're taking 3 days, 5 days, 14 days, 21 days, or not responding at all, it's an issue. It is an issue. Why? It's an issue for you, and it's an issue for the person who is looking to work with you. They're looking for someone who can come in and provide a service for them in a certain time frame. And so for me, if I send you a message on social media and I may be looking for somebody who can do something within the next 24 hours. And it may not be for me, it may be for one of my clients. So I know last minute, one of my clients is like, hey, I'm trying to do X, Y, and Z. I want to put this quick event together. I want to work with a Black-owned business who caters in these different areas. Okay, boom. And so I go to social media. I want to use my network. I would prefer to use someone who is now in my network, right? But if you're not responding, you're missing out on the opportunity. And this opportunity also can causes you other missed opportunities. Because I may be asking for a caterer or someone who can come in within 24 hours to cater this event. But guess what? If your food is good, if your service is on point, all of the people who is now at this event who lives in your area, they're going to be like, hey, girl, I want to work with you on this event. I need to reach out to you. Do you do meal preps? Do you do X, Y, and Z? But because you didn't respond because of whatever reason, you missed the opportunity and it was provided to someone else. Okay? And so respond quickly. I always say same day, but of course, I understand boundaries as well. I understand people have lives, and some of you are not, you know what I'm saying? Like, you maybe have families, all of the things. But in general, because I posted another video about what the expectation is of how quickly people want you to respond based on a survey, but I want y'all to go back and watch that video. But in general, at the bare minimum, 24 to 48 hours. Now, of course, people are expecting you to respond in less than 5. So if you want to improve customer satisfaction, or if you want to improve the potential of a new person who is new to your brand, who is just becoming aware and are in that consideration stage, if you want to cause them to make a decision to purchase or work with you, they expect responses quickly. Why? Because even at the consideration stage, if I'm considering what brand I want to work with and I'm choosing between you and someone else, if someone else responds faster than you, I am also going to automatically assume when it comes to us working together that that person is going to be on top of their communication, that I won't have to follow up with them when they should be following up with me, that I don't have to reach out and be like, hey, just making sure you got my email. Hey, what are the next steps? Hey, when can I look forward to receiving this? For me, that is a sign of subpar or bad customer service, period. And so respond in a timely manner, whatever that looks like for you. And even if you do have a boundary or a policy in place where it's like, hey, I don't respond or give me to 24 to 48 hours to respond, make that public. Be transparent in what your policy is so people can know what to expect. But then also, if you say you're going to respond within 48 hours, it shouldn't hit 72 hours and you have not yet responded, lest it be on the weekends and you don't work on the weekends. Does that make sense? Cool. All right, number 3, use public responses wisely, y'all. And so for me, if someone is in a comment and they're asking a question, of course, if it's a very simple answer, like just respond. Why? Because I can guarantee you that somebody else may have that same question. And if you respond publicly, now you've answered that question for that person and everybody else who's thinking the same thing. All right. Also, when it comes to like Google reviews and other different things, you want to make sure you're responding wisely. Why? Because there's someone else who is interested in working with you, who's looking at your reviews, who's looking at how you respond to reviews. They're also looking at how you talk about your customers and your clients on social media. So if you're someone who subtly bashes previous clients and things of that nature, there's someone who may was interested in working with you, but because you talk about your past clients like a dog, they're like, oh no, I don't want to work with this person and they have bad character, right? Also, when you respond publicly in comments and things of that nature, not only does it answer the question for somebody else, but it also shows people that you actively solve problems, that you're actively interested in making sure that the people who you serve have the tools, the resources, and answers that they need to move forward. Obviously, if it's for a more detailed conversation or a more personal issue, like, hey, I didn't get my tracking number, of course, you're not going to respond there. You can move that conversation to a DM or email, right? That way you keep your customers' information safe, all of the things. Boom. Number 4, create a social media support strategy. Create a strategy of how you're going to address issues via customer service. When you have a strategy in place, not only will you know how to handle customer inquiries and complaints on social media, but as you grow, as you build your team, they're also going to know. If you have a social media strategy in place, or a social media support strategy, or customer service strategy in place, now when you do decide, like, hey, I'm going to hire a VA for 5 hours a week, where they're going to just go into my social media accounts for 30 minutes to 1 hour a day, just to respond, just to engage, all of the things. Now they know exactly what to do. Hey, I want you to go check my requests pages, see if there's any questions or any opportunities for collaborations and all of the different things, and respond. If there's anything crucial that I have to respond to, here's some canned email templates or canned responses that you can send so that they can email me directly, so that they can contact me through my support ticket, so they can submit a request, things of that nature. Because some people, you may have a whole website page dedicated to, people who are interested in being a podcast guest for your podcast. Now, just direct that person to the link, And so it may just be as simple as like, oh, here's a link to do the thing that you are wanting to do anyway. Here's the proper channel for that. Simple. You can also set up automated responses based on the types of requests that you receive. All of these things can support you, but you need a strategy versus, because saying no DMs, no emails is not a strategy, especially if you're trying to grow. If you're someone like, oh, I'm booked and I'm busy, I don't have any availability to work with anybody moving forward, I get it. Make sure you post that on your social media and pin it so people can know not to consider you. Okay. Or create a wait list or something of that nature. So when people are reaching out, they receive some kind of a message, whether it's automated or what have you, that, hey, I am booked for the rest of the year. If you are interested in working with me for 2025, please join this wait list or please join my email list so that you will be the first to know when my availability opens up. It's simple, y'all. It's that simple. And number 5, be human, right? Especially for my service providers who are in certain industries, like there's going to be language that you use in your industry that other people are not familiar with. Also, if you're someone who uses AI, aka ChatGPT, or any of the other AI tools to create your content, to develop your copy, to respond, all of the things, like understand that humans are still looking for human engagement. And so you want to be conversational, you want to be approachable, you want to be genuine, you want to be human, because customers are going to connect better with a brand that feels transparent, that feels authentic, that feels human. And so I say this all the time because even with the rise of AI, with the rise of automation, people are always wondering, like, is AI going to replace customer service? I stand 10 toes down on the fact that it is not, because people still desire and need human connection. Okay? Okay. If all else fails, if you've done everything else, you try to implement a strategy, you're trying to respond, and you're like, this not working for me. Or you can be just, I'm just not interested. I don't care about nothing you just said, girl. I get you. I hear you. But hire somebody. Find someone else to do it if you don't want to do it. Because I get it. You may not have time to respond. I get it. You may prefer a certain channel. What I'm telling you is that you can't say that you want to grow and not use social media to support in that growth. You can't say, hey, I'm not meeting my goals every month. I'm not able to, grow my business. I'm not making the income that I want to make. I'm not seeing the results that I want to see, but you're missing out on opportunities every day because you only want people to complete your lead form on your website. Meanwhile, you can literally be making sales through your DMs. And so if you don't want to do it, hire somebody else to do it. And here's the thing, y'all. There's so many people who can support you in this area, whether it's a social media engagement specialist, whether it's a virtual assistant, whether it's your executive assistant, what have you. There's so many people who can do it. And there's so many people in these spaces that there's somebody for everybody. Meaning, if you only have $50 a week to put towards this, there's somebody who's willing to work with you for $50 a week to do it. If you want a little secret on finding somebody to work with you even cheaper than that per week, DM me. Send me a message. I got you. I will give you the tea. I don't necessarily think that that's the best way to go, but there's other ways. So if you're like, hey, I literally don't have anybody to do this, I don't know anyone, I don't have a big budget, like, are you willing to invest at bare minimum $100 a month? Are you willing to invest $75 a month just for somebody to go into your inbox 15 minutes a day to do it? Now, I'm not going to work with you for $100 a month to do it because I'm just seeing how this could work. But there are people who are just starting out in the industry, they're looking for their first client. And so there might be some willingness to barter services. There may be some willingness to, just start, even if you have a small budget. So don't discount hiring somebody else to do it because you think you're not ready to invest in it, or that you think that it requires a big budget to hire support. Okay, now I keep telling y'all why this is problematic for y'all to have no DMs, no emails in y'all bios. Here's why. When we're talking about the client journey, the customer journey, the buyer's journey, there are different stages along the way. And in my next video I want to say on day 12, I'm going to actually show this journey and what it looked like for service-based businesses and also e-commerce brands. But assuming that you know what your customer's journey is or your buyer's journey for your particular brand, if social media is a part of the awareness stage, the consideration stage, or the purchase stage of your customer journey, it should also be a part of your retention and your advocacy stages. What does that mean? And I'm about to wrap this up in like 3 minutes. If social media is a part of how you gain awareness, meaning you are running a social media ad, you're posting quality content or reels that may take off and get people to notice your brand, your business, then people are noticing you from social media. They're becoming aware of your brand because of social media, right? And then when you go to the next stage of consideration, they're looking at your profiles, they're looking at your content, looking at your website, all of these different things. But more than likely, the consideration stage is happening on social media when they're looking at your pinned posts to get more information about who you are, what you do, how you transform your clients, businesses, and things of that nature. And so a lot of that consideration is happening through the content that you post on social media. They're looking at, does this person provide real value on their content, in their content? And so this is happening through social media. When it comes to the purchase stage, many of you have your links on social media. Some of y'all have your mini chat funnels and things set up. And so people are saying, oh, ebook. They're DMing you the word ebook. They're DMing you the word mastermind. They're DMing you the word book now, all of these things. And so they're literally starting that purchase process in social media DMs. If that is the case, why wouldn't they now be able to DM you or message you through social media? That's how they found out about your brand. That's how they began to make a decision about working with your brand. That's how they began the purchase process for most of your brands. And so now, when they're trying to continue to use social media to decide if they're going to continue working with your brand, to decide if they're going to continue using you as their coach, to decide if they're going to continue your membership, all of the things, this is all retention. The customer experience is going to play a big role in, like, if you're saying, oh, now that I'm a customer, don't DM me. Do it this way. That's going to be problematic for a lot of people because they became aware of your brand through social media. And so I said I was going to wrap this up in 3 minutes. It is about to be 4. And so thank y'all for watching. And remember, when it comes to social media, You want to use it as the powerful tool that it is, and you want to be able to allow your customers or your potential customers to use it to reach out to you or your team, whether that's to build stronger relationships, whether that's to resolve issues, whether that's to whatever the case may be. Some of you maybe have testimonials and reviews sitting in your DMs. Some of you, because we know Instagram stories are 24 hours. Some of you are missing out on testimonials and reviews, people, talking up your brand because you're not looking at your stuff. And so they're saying on their story saying how great your business is, and you ain't got a screenshot. You can't leverage that to now create more content because you're not using your social media DMs. You don't know that people replied to your story or someone mentioned you. And so just consider all that, because social media is more than just a marketing tool. It's a customer service tool as well. And so if y'all are looking to uplevel your social media in 2025, make sure you start using social media. I said, no. If you're looking to uplevel your customer service experience in 2025, make sure you're using social media as one of the channels to communicate with your people. Also, if you're like, hey, I'm not interested, I want to get somebody else to do it, come and talk to your girl. I offer executive assistant support, customer service support, and online business management support to service providers and business owners who are looking to uplevel their customer service experience. Or if you're one of the ones who like, I don't have time, I don't have any of this time, but I want to also grow my business. Let's talk about executive assistant support and how I can support you with mastering your time and maximizing your impact. If you're someone like, hey, listen, I need somebody to support me with all things business, let me help you manage your online business and brand. Let me help you incorporate SOPs, workflows, automations, and systems that will help you focus on more high level things in your business. And of course, I'm your customer service girly. If you are looking for someone to take over the whole customer service experience of your business, let's talk. Also, for the rest of the year, I am offering an opportunity specifically for my creative people, whether you're a graphic designer or website designer, or if you're an e-commerce brand, for those who are looking to uplevel their customer service experience by hiring a client relationship manager or someone to literally build out your customer service experience or your customer journey, reach out to me. For the graphic designer, I only have 2 spots available. And for the e-commerce brand, I only have 1 spot available for a start of this year. Or if you're like, hey, I want to book now, start later, we can also book by the end of 2024, and we can start that process in January, February, or what have you. And so I look forward to working with you all. Of course, you can DM me on social media at the Empire Effect Agency on all my channels. You can message me over here on YouTube or LinkedIn, or you can email me at hello@theempireeffectagency.com, or go to my website and book a call at www.theempireeffectagency.com. And I look forward to working with you all between now and 2025. See y'all in the next video. Bye.